McCloud here. Coming in hot. Basically just going to be playing with some new makeup today. So, yeah, that's pretty much my intro. I feel 1000% like a little teddy bear, or like a little Minnie Mouse or something. Very cute moose. Make all the boy moose go wah. Anybody? No? Just me? Okay, it's fine. So, first up, we have the Pure Cosmetics 4-in-1 Correcting Primer. The claims on it is that it creates a flawless looking complexion, it's a blemish fighting primer, it blurs the look of imperfections and enlarged pores, and it helps to protect your skin from future breakouts. So it's got salicylic acid in it, and it's supposed to be mattifying. So, kind of cool. It's got like this really cool like holographic finish. Kind of neat, kind of neat. Okay, so it's a regular squeezy tube. I am becoming not a fan of squeezy tubes for the sole purpose that they are not recyclable, which stinks. So recycling companies are dumb. It comes out in this like black formula, which is interesting. So let's go ahead and just, it smells kind of, I don't know, it smells kind of like a mask. It's just kind of like a typical chemically smell. Okay, well, yeah, my skin looks pretty good. It actually looks like quite smooth and everything, so I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. For foundation, the one that we're going to be using is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I got the shade 00BB Nude. I don't know why it is that color. I have actually never tried this foundation. I've swatched it on my hand before, but I've never like put it on my face, so I'm really excited. My face feels nice and like silicone-y, but it also feels almost rough. I've got this like rough texture on my skin. We'll see what happens. So I'm just gonna take some of this and pump it on my hand. Oh, yeah, it's a nice neutral color, like a warm neutral, which I think is kind of how to define what my skin tone is. I'm not like a cool skin tone. I'm not a warm skin tone. I don't know anymore. Who am I? Oh, that blends out quite nicely. Oh, yeah. I really like how that looks. It's supposed to be able to double as a concealer, so I think I'm going to use it as my concealer today. Alrighty. It's quite nice. I'm actually going to use a couple of brushes to put this on as concealer. I'm just going to get a tiny little droplet of it, and I'm going to take my brush into it. This is a brush from e.l.f. It is their Flawless Concealer Brush. It works pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Oh, I also don't have an eye primer. Do I dare? Okay, so I'm just going to sweep it under the eyes. Tap it out with my finger. That looks okay. I mean, from this side to this eye. I'm going to go ahead and use my eye primer. I'm going to use the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. It's just a really solid primer, quite literally. It feels like soap at first, and then you warm it up, and it still feels like soap. Just going to go ahead and put that on. Now, let's powder this face. I am very excited. The Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder is kind of interesting because it's formulated with 50% water, and so it's supposed to deliver this like cooling effect on the skin, which is really, really neat. It doesn't say on the packaging like how they want you to use it, and so they don't tell me whether or not I can bake with it. So I'm like, am I gonna bake with it? Yes. So it's got like a mesh, and then the powder comes out of that. You just sort of press your sponge or brush or whatever in there. I think that's really innovative, and I wish that every single brand would do that. It's so weird. It feels like it melts on your fingers. Okay, so we're just going to tap out under the eyes, and then I'm going to use my powder. Ooh. It feels like I'm just putting water on my face. I feel like this is going to crease immediately. It's definitely a beautiful powder. It looks very velvety on the skin. Feels lovely, actually. Now we're just going to use a tiny, tiny bit of that and put it on the forehead. It feels so weird. It feels like I'm putting a wet brush on my head. I don't know that I'll like the feeling of it because it feels like I'm dragging moisture across my foundation, and I'm gonna take my foundation off with it. Alright, do you see like right in there, it looks like it's gotten a little bit, I don't know, just like really cakey and weird. It just looks like it created a paste with the actual powder and my concealer. But the rest of my face looks good, so it may have been the way I applied my concealer. I've probably got my mirror too far away, honestly. My bad. Yeah, it looks like it's the eye primer, actually, which is very disappointing. Jury's still out. Moving on. So I'm going to go in with my new bronzer that I got. This is the Bare Minerals bronzer in Warmth, and it looks like a pretty decent bronzer color. You know, not too warm, not too cool, kind of a satin finish. It smells like, oh, what does that smell like? It smells like maple brown sugar oatmeal, like instant oatmeal. It's not a bad smell. It smells pretty good, actually. It doesn't taste like it, though. Just going in with that. Okay, so it is a really nice bronzer color. It's not super pigmented, but it's not unpigmented either. I was just having to go in with a couple of layers, whereas with a lot of other bronzers, I can just go in with one layer and I'm done. I'm actually quite happy with that, and I think that's going in my travel kit. Alrighty, for blush, we have the Buxom Wanderlust Primer Infused Blush. It is in the shade Dolly, and this is kind of what it looks like. And it's kind of a berry shade for me, but it should be okay. My skin tone works with some good stuff. I don't have a highlight. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll substitute something. Okay, let's see what it swatches like. Ooh. Oh, what a lovely color for fall. Oh, it looks kind of like a satin sheen, though, and I feel like on the cheeks it's going to look satin as well. Bottle Rockets. It smells like Bottle Rockets. Yep, that's what it smells like. Okay, now that I know, I can use it. Whoa! What have I done? Oh, honey. Just gonna brush the rest of that off real quick before I ruin my life. Oh, honey. 19th century prostitutes are cheering. I don't want to be one of them. I don't want to die in a gutter. Coming in with the big guns. I'm not playing anymore. I was not emotionally prepared for that. I kind of want to add just a tiny bit more. And we're just going to dot it on both the cheeks. And make the same mistake twice. We're just going to say that we were going for that endless summer effect. Speaking of endless summer, this is by BH Cosmetics. It is their Hangin' in Hawaii palette. This is the packaging. It is so pretty, so cute. This is literally my soul just in a little square of the universe. But also, would you just take a little peeky peek at these colors? My only complaint with this palette, probably the 5 colors I think of when I think of Hawaii, okay? Pink, they hit it. Orange, they hit it. Purple, which I don't see in this palette. And then also maybe like a turquoise, because I think of like the blue of the ocean, and then a green for all of the greenery that they have. So I really feel like they could have put like one more pop of color in here. And at the very least, they could have made this dark brown like a more purpley brown. But other than that, like, it's so pretty. I just can't wait to put it on my eyeballs. I think I'm going to just go for it and do a halo eye, because I have never done one effectively, and I would like to do that before I die. I also have these Moda Pro brushes by Royal and Langnickel. I got these through BoxyCharm. They look really soft. I've been told really good things about them. Ooh, they have like this grippy handle. It's really nice. I really like this brush selection because they have basically all of the brushes that I use on a normal basis. So they have a shade brush. It's like a flat oval brush. Then they have a crease brush for blending stuff out. Then they have a detail brush, which is like a little pencil brush for adding highlights or for smudging something out or for shading in a really small area. And then they have a smudge brush for like the lower lash line. And then they have this liner brush right here for, obviously, liner. I really like that they were very thoughtful when curating this selection. Before I do my eyes, though, I am going to go ahead and do my eyebrows, and I'm going to use the Billion Dollar Brows Microblade Effect Brow Pen in the shade Taupe. I also got this from BoxyCharm. I've never used anything from Billion Dollar Brows, but I'm very excited to do it. It's got like this little fork tip on it, which is quite interesting. I've never used one of these before, so I'm a little bit nervous. Let's just see how it applies. Oh! So it's very fine little lines. So we're just going to go ahead and try this out. So the harder you press, the thicker the little lines are, which is good. I feel like I'm very close to going overboard. I feel like this is making it really easy on the front of my brow, but I am not sure about the rest of my brow. I feel like this would be very comfortable for people who are used to brushing their brow hairs just directly up. I didn't think about it, or I would have done that. But I'm just going to go ahead and brush these out, and I'll be right back when they're not looking so. Okay, so I went ahead and cleaned my brows up a little bit. I feel like that brow pencil just isn't really for me. I don't hate it, and I think it's certainly a good quality product, but maybe just not necessarily for moi, personally. Let's get started on this eye look, shall we? So I'm first going to go in with their little shade brush, and I think I'm going to go in with this shade, I don't know. Let's go in with Ohana, this pinky peachy shade right here. It's quite dusty, but it looks pigmented. So I'm just going to sweep that over and around, mapping out where my my halo eye is going to go. I'm going to do one side first, and then I'm going to do everything on the other side really speeded up, or just skip it. I'm just adding another layer of that Ohana shade. I think I want to go in with Lay, this one right here. It's sort of like a pinky orange shade. More like a coral shade than an orange, whereas Hibiscus above it is more orange. So this is Lay, this is Hibiscus. So I'm going to go in with Lay. Pat it and blend it out. Alrighty. That's looking kind of nice. I'm going to take some more Ohana and put it above that shade on the brow bone, just to make sure we're maximizing space. Now I think I'm going to take my little smudgy brush, and I am going to go in with, let's go in with Paradise, this shade here, this pinkish shade. And I'm going to kind of make it almost like a stripe with that shade. Paradise in the inner corner a little bit. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Lay around it again, just to make sure that we get that sort of gradient effect. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to get pretty messy here if I don't just do something. So I'm going to take Honolulu, this deepest shade, just because it looks interesting to me. And I'm going to bring it on that little smudger brush again, just a little bit. And I'm going to tap it right in the middle of Paradise. It would be so beautiful if it was a little more purple. But I get what they were doing, like it's a warm tone palette. I just feel like contrast is so important in a palette, you know? Okay, that looks pretty good. Using my blending brush, my fluffy brush, I'm going to come on the edges of that shade and just sort of blend out just the edges of it. I really want to take this this luau shade right here, this purpley shade. It's kind of like a golden with a purple reflect. It's kind of interesting. Just put it right where Paradise meets that light part of my eye. Right there on the bottom. I'm actually going to take my finger and try to pack that on. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, so we've still got a little bit of light right up in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my crystallized eyeshadow. This is from Smashbox. It is their Always On Liquid Eyeshadow. And it is in the shade Bronze-Eyed Bruja. Ooh, it is a bronze shade, so just kidding, I'm not going to use that. But the packaging is really, really pretty. It's like a crystal. It's so pretty. Should I use this on the lower lash line? Ooh, that would be kind of neat. It's that shade right there. I feel like I could get away with it. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how I feel in just a little bit. I'm actually going to take my little, it's their detail brush. I'm going to take that and I'm going to go in with the shade. Oh my gosh, these are all so pretty. I think I'm going to go in with the shade Pineapple here, this pinkish shade. I'm just going to plop it right there. Ooh, that looks pretty. So excited, y'all. I feel the confidence to do, you know, like halo eyes now. I think this is my favorite eyeshadow look I've ever created in my whole life. I'm going to take my little liner brush because I want to use it. And I'm going to go in with that shade Paradise. And I'm going to brush it on that bottom lash line. That looks pretty good. I'm also going to go in with that shade Luau and go in the middle. I love all of these shade names. That's like 90% of the reason I bought the palette, I have to be honest. Hawaii is just in my heart, somehow. Okay, I'm going to take Pineapple, and I'm going to go on my inner corner with that. Okay, and then I really kind of want to take that Smashbox liquid eyeshadow, and I'm going to bring this under my eyeball. And then I'm quickly going to grab Pineapple on my little detail brush and plop it right there in the middle. And then I'm going to grab my little smudger brush and I'm going to go in with Lay, that orangish color. Oh, hun. Yes. Yes, lovely. Now I'm going to go in with Ohana, that pink shade we used in the beginning, and come over around all of it. I am going to go ahead and line my eyes with the Hank & Henry Blickety Black Longwear Liquid Eyeliner. It's their Slick With It liner. It looks good. It looks like a decent liner, so my hands are a mess, but it's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and line my eyeballs. I think I'm going to just start right here. Alright, I think that looks pretty decent, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and finished up the other eye, and I also went in on the rest of my face with that Pineapple shade as my highlight. Probably got a little enthusiastic in some areas, but it's fine. It's such a pretty shade. I just love it. Love it. I am going to use a lip gloss instead of like a full-on lip color today. This is from Stila. This is their Beauty Boss lip gloss in the shade Golden Parachute. Whoa. It smells like an icy. It smells like a blue raspberry icy. That is so fun. Alright, so this is the finished look. I know I've got this like under lighting going on, but I need it because I'm losing my light outside, okay? But I really love the way that it turned out. I think I did a fantastic job, if I do say so myself. And I really love all the products that I tried. I can't think of a single thing that I'm not super impressed with, except for maybe the setting powder. I'm just going to have to keep working with it and keep playing with it, but everything else I absolutely loved. I am in love with these Royal and Langnickel brushes. Those are some of the best eyeshadow brushes I think I've ever used in my whole life. They are probably going to replace the eyeshadow brushes that I have been using, honestly. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, comment down below, participate, do whatever you want to do, hang out with me, and check out another video. Why not? You know, you're already here, so just go ahead and hit another one. You still got 20 minutes left, so anyway, okay, bye!